Greetings my friends and welcome back. In the previous video we saw how we could get the list of users registered in our application and also how to get the currently authenticated user. In this module we are going to see how we can log out our authenticated user or how we can revoke the authenticated user credentials so that they are invalid. So let's go ahead and see how we can do that. We head back to our code editor and we start from our routes. We are going to create another new route, and this route is going to be a, a post route. So we're going to say logout, log out, like so, and it's going to still use the user controller. So we go back to the user controller and we can copy one of the methods here, like so, and now we can head over to our user model and create this method logout. So let's go ahead and create the logout method. So that's our logout method. So there are some of the parameters or some of the properties of the logged in user that we need to access so that we can get to log this user out. First thing that we need is the access token. So let's go ahead and get the access token. So we can grab the access token like this, or we can say the access token is given by the authenticated user object, and from that user object we are going to get the token. So token, like so. Then after getting the authenticated user token, what we need to do is to update that token in the database. So let's go ahead and do that. So this one is supposed to be auth user. So auth user, and then we grab the token. So let's go ahead and look for this token and invalidate it in the database. So we're going to say going to use the db facade. So db, we're going to get the table, and the table is access the table will be out the refresh tokens. So let's do that. So auth refresh tokens, like that. And now after getting that table, we're going to get it where the token ID is the same as the token ID of what we have here. So we can go ahead and say where the column by the name access token ID. So access token ID matches the access token ID. So if it matches our access token ID, so in this token object, we're going to get the ID like so. So after getting this one, we update that column and say update. Then we are going to set the column revoked like so to be true. So this one is going to be set to true. So true, and remember this one access an array like so. So after that, we can create our response. So we're going to say our response is going to be the access token. This one we grabbed from here, and we're going to revoke that token so that it cannot log in again. So revoke that token like so. So response will be given by the revoked access. So remember, this is going to be a boolean revoked true, so that you cannot use the same token to log in into the application again. So let's just check here if you can say if response that we are getting from here, if it's true, if it's returned, we can say our status code. Let's just define our status code to be 200 like that, and the message, we can define our message to be our message to say you logged out successfully, like that. So else, if that's not the case, then we are going to set our status code to 500, and our message, instead of message now, ought to be an error. So we are going to say errors. We say an error occurred. Please try again later, like so. And now at the end of the check whether it's successful or it fails, we are going to return our response. So we return our response back to the user response. So return response, JSON, and this is going to take the two parameters, that is the message and the status code. So let's go ahead and put our message there and add the status code like so, and then save like that. So let's go ahead and test it out and see if we are going to be logged out of the system. We go back to our Postman. This method now changes to post. The method changes to logout. Everything else stays intact like so. And now we can try to send our request. Column not found, revoked, input, revoked, not found. Okay, and I mistyped the revoked to something else, so revoked like that. So let's go ahead and try again, and we have a success message that tells us you logged out successfully. If we try to log out again, it will tell us now we are not authenticated. So we are going to stop this video there, and this marks the end of our authentication part of our API. So this video marks the end of the first section of this course. When we meet again, we are going to start on building our web client using Vue.js and then connecting it to our backend system. We will do all what we've done here using Vue.js, authenticating users, sending them to administrative pages, and deauthenticating them using the logout functionality. Thank you very much for being with me all throughout this section. I'm very pleased to be with you. In the next course, we'll meet where we will start by building our web client using Vue.js. Thank you very much. Have a nice time. See you in the next section of this course.